Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to LCK 2019 Summer. I'm Atlas, joined by LS, and we had a real strange one in game number 1, KT versus Afreeca, but in the end, Afreeca came out pretty victorious pretty easily.
Yeah, and it was chaotic. I actually don't have words to describe it.
Yeah.
I don't think. None that could quite do it justice. You just have to go back and watch it, as it's not the kind of game that we are used to seeing inside of the LCK.
Yeah, well, hopefully things can change moving into game number 2, especially on the side of KT. And speaking of sides, KT are going to be on the red side, and that is not their winningest side. So, danger here.
They're doomed.
Yeah.
It's already over. Fate's decided.
Well, this is the crazy thing. Both of these teams suck at winning on red side, and Afreeca pretty easily did it in game number 1. So now, in theory, this should be easier for the Afreeca Freaks.
Well, now, Aurelia, Sivir, the ban so far for Afreeca.
Yep, Karma going to go down as well. Sivir ban is a little bit curious, as Sejuani is going to be taken off the board. Of course, KT just getting rid of the power picks. Karma Sejuani was, in fact, the first 2 bans from the Afreeca Freaks in game number 1. Tahm Kench there. The last one is, once again, Senin going to... Wait, actually, this is a ban against Snowflower, so really strange that Afreeca Freaks are going to be banning Senin's most played support in the Nautilus.
And we'll see what the final ban is going to be for KT.
Ooh,
Could it
be
Sir
a
Thomas?
Yuumi lock-in. So, yeah, Thomas Kench is going to be banned away. Same bans as game number 1 on the red side, but now Yuumi's going to be there. And with the Nautilus ban, you have to expect that KT knew that this was coming.
We'll have to see
Taliyah
if
pick away.
KT just want to steal away the Taliyah from UCal, perhaps.
Still 10 seconds to go. Maybe some mind games on the cards right here. Zyra Khan could just be locked in here as well if Prey and Snowflower want to go back to it. Well, and that is going to be their choice.
Now, in game number 1, they did fall behind quite considerably.
Yes.
In the early parts of the laning phase. So, it is a little bit peculiar to see them perhaps wanting to just run it in blind here. Especially given that you can just go Ezreal and basically deny Rakan engages, which seems like that's actually going to be what Afreeca want to do.
And also, Aiming just had his best performance ever on the Ezreal, so if it ain't broke, don't fix it. And because the Lovers Duo were locked in, UCal gets to go back to his favorite champion, so Afreeca Freaks have gotten exactly what they wanted. However, that is mid lane face up on Afreeca's side, and gives BDD the opportunity to go towards his Zoe that was actually banned. If he wants to, it was banned in game number 1.
Looks like he is contemplating it.
Not a bad matchup into the old Taliyah.
Yeah.
He's going to lock it away.
Now, the problem is that top lane and jungle are both wide open. So, it's really difficult to properly pinch basically anything at this point, mostly because both team compositions are still so versatile in what they can intend to do. And so this is actually where the part of the drafting phase gets a little bit tricky. It looks like KT Rolster want to ban away.
Yeah, J4 is going to be taken, so not going to have access to that one in game number 2. Score, of course, played it himself in game number 1, so that is going to be his deviation right there. Freaking out, what is their answer? As the Rek'Sai is taken off the board, certainly one of Score's more successful champions here in the LCK for Summer, especially. And do we keep pinching the jungle? Do we just continue going down this ban line?
Yeah. Well, we'll have to see. As now Jace will be taken off the table.
Okay, so we're banning Jays. That's what happened.
I think they have something against the letter J.
Yeah. I mean, Afreeca Freaks now have to ban some R's. Rakan would have been the ban, but he was picked already. What can they go for here? And what is going to be the priority for Score in the jungle as well?
1 second remaining.
Yeah, they need to make up a decision,
okay.
and it's going to be Xin. Not a lot of early pressure junglers available right now, apart from something like a Lee Sin.
Olaf's coming.
Oh, that's true. I mean, Olaf is there.
He's coming. You just give it a bit.
The Korean special.
Oh, Nocturne.
Wow. Wow.
A little bit of a blast to the past.
See what it's going to be paired with here as Nocturne is locked in. It's the first pick so far here for Summer. And it was banned once, right? I think it was banned once. Very weird timing as, Aiming almost put himself together a wild shapeshifter comp with some sorcerers.
Ooh, yeah, that would be
with the hoppers that he was going for. As the Elise is being hovered and will be locked in. So Dread had a great performance in the first 10 minutes of his previous Elise game, and then completely failed to get across the line when they were taking on Damwon. It was a clinic.
Renekton Elise.
Oh, God. Okay,
that's a combo.
Yeah, good luck picking a top lane that is going to survive. Right now, Smeb has the impossible decision to make. As far as 2v2s are concerned, this is a roughie. Okay.
Nara's pretty good.
All right.
If you get items on it.
Yeah, that's true.
He is very strong, especially not so much Kennen.
No, I wouldn't say Kennen either.
Right now. Yeah.
Yeah, we don't quite have Yordles. Nor I think there's no more ninjas, so I guess he does get the 40%.
He does, yeah.
But he's going to be going AP, so I mean, I don't think his auto attacks matter that much.
It's really weird. Very
It is. I mean, this is such an old matchup as well. It's so interesting to talk about. You know, Renekton Kennen is something that we used to see back in the day. Renekton been poking his head back up mostly in the LPL as far as a more common pick has been picked all over the Rift. In China, not so much here. We haven't really been seeing as much of it. We bring up the stats just to double check the amount of times that Renekton has been played. It's been played once in the top lane for a victory and once in the mid lane for a loss.
Well, now we'll take a look at the team compositions before we hop into game number 2. Renekton, Elise, Taliyah, Ezreal, and Yuumi. There is massive amounts of early game pressure and high, extreme amounts of mobility on the side of this team composition drafted by Afreeca. Expect Elise to go up the water spout to top lane.
Yeah, I think so. Itsy Bitsy Spider's probably going to be climbing up and may not be falling down the spout again.
There's no rain.
Yeah, the rain ain't coming. The rain ain't coming. We're in the desert. I'm used to drought weather because I'm from Australia. We're pretty good at droughts. And I have a feeling that's what it's going to be like because that duo is going to definitely get some killing done in the early game.
Do you know what you find up in trees?
What's that?
Squirrels.
You do find squirrels up in trees.
And a squirrel.
He is a lightning squirrel. I like to think he's a Pikachu in disguise.
Okay.
That's my thing. See what Skinny's going for here as we get on to Summoner's Rift for game number 2 of Afreeca Freaks versus KT Rolster. Whoa.
It keeps getting darker.
Yeah, that's because it's getting later.
I want to know where those galaxies are and what they represent.
Ooh, yeah.
You know what I mean? You know how in Warcraft there's the different... Well, actually, you know, I'm not actually a pretty big Warcraft lore guy, but... I don't know
enough, actually. Yeah, there's
like
there's a lot of weird
right?
stuff as Smeb's being converged on. Prowling projectile lands. Yukal has the high ground. But Smeb is able to get out without actually having to use his flash at all. No CC in order to help lock that one in. Dread, of course, couldn't utilize it because if you take Cocoon level 1, you ain't clearing your jungle.
I think Yukal actually should take a turret shot. He should take a turret shot to stop the recall. Yeah.
Oh, does so. Okay.
And this is really powerful because now it guarantees that your top laner is going to have an extremely large advantage. And, you know, maybe if your top laner wasn't keen, you wouldn't feel so good to do this, but it is keen.
Yep. And Smeb's also going to hold the teleport.
Yeah.
And he's going to miss this whole first wave.
And he's missing a little bit of HP. So here's where the real pressure now comes in.
Oh, no.
Oh, the Itsy Bitsy Spider. I think he saw it. Oh, Ward definitely. Oh, if Kennen can... Wait, what?
Okay, just comes in, gets some autos off. Dread. He's got the red buff. Smeb was looking for it, but okay. He's just going to deny a few of these. And Smeb still level 1, still 0 experience. Going to be up against level 2 Renekton very soon.
Yeah, Smeb missed 4 XP, so he has to be really careful right now. As Elise can just clear her entire left side jungle and path back up to top lane. And the dynamic between these two jungles in the early game will be Nocturne's going to try to power farm. He's going to pray that his laners do not hemorrhage over to the Elise. And Elise will rely on rubber band camps and easy accessible camps in order to remain relevant against the Nocturne. She should fall behind in CS. That's normal.
Okay, that's all right.
So at 10 minutes, if there's a 20-30 CS deficit in the jungle, that's perfectly fine.
Fans getting very excited about Smeb's cannon right here. As you can see, he's gone press the attack. So we do have on-hit cannon. This is not the Smeb way in general. But he is going to go for some lane dominance here on the little lightning squirrel, which is going to change up how this game's going to go. I often just take it for granted that Smeb's going to be going teamfight AP cannon, but this time around not going to be the case, as Senon's going to have to give aiming some zoomies, I think.
So what do you think Pikachu's going to do up there?
He's going to throw some autos, much like Snowflower is trying to throw them at Senon. We've got heals, we've got ignites, we've got blade doors, we got first blood! Snowflower's the one that locks that one down, I believe, with the last tick of the Ignite. All calculated here from the KT bottom lane, from 0 to hero.
Now Dread looking to counteract the pressure by trying to move up to top lane, but the lane state is just not really there for him right now.
And that's exactly what this combo wants to do, right? They want to be ganking, they want to be diving if they can.
Yeah, and look at the incoming minion wave. This is so good right now for Smeb. Yeah, you have to just give up. So they're really forcing the agenda here. Hold on. Smeb levels up too.
Out of vision right now.
Oh, man.
Okay, this Smeb comes on over. Didn't see where the spider went. Slinks back.
Oh, man.
Okay, there's the flash, the snare, the flash cocoon, the Q comes down, Smeb
can't even get a splash,
but he gets it anyway. Oh no, what a disaster. Couple of flashes litter the floor, but that is not what you want to see out of the KT top laner. No flash and no life. And no cannon creep.
That's really thin in terms of, well, take a look at this first and foremost, as Senon, he got locked up, as Snowflower and Prey were really quick to punish his mispositioning. And then as we take another look at this trade, Smeb had just leveled up. He was missing some experience from earlier, but Keen really quick to get the stun down onto him. Dread chains it with the cocoon. Yeah, and they get his flash to boot. The lane state is also really good. That wave is actually coming into Keen.
Look at Dread's items, dude. He went back and only bought Moby boots.
Yeah, he knows his mission.
Yep, it is how many times can we kill Smeb? And Yukal's going to come down, and they feel like it's an all-you-can-eat buffet. And that's a very easy one. Keen picks it up. Ruthless Predator is named very, very well for the Renekton.
And this is where the Nocturne begins to feel kind of bad.
Yeah, he's feeling real guilty right now. He's like, yeah, but I'm getting camps on the other side of the map.
Can you just not die?
You'll be fine.
Stop dying. You're going to be fine.
But how do you not die? Like, you need to be out of your lane entirely.
In solo queue, there would be a disconnected message.
Yeah, that's how you do it.
Or you would hit tab and see that Kennen has a tier of the goddess. And he would be standing.
Tell me more.
Right above Xayah and Rakan's bot tier 1 turret in the brush. That's the happy brush.
Okay. I'm learning.
He's being proxied right now. The Renekton thinks that he's singed.
Yep. And
again?
Smeb now going to walk up to the turret, tries to get there to the relative safety, but he can't. This is actually getting hard to watch. He's being straight picked on.
All right, well.
Oh, God.
This is a category that I wasn't... Okay.
Grand Entrance comes in, doesn't actually get the knock up there as the Prowling Projectile will find Prey. Q lands. This Ocean Drake does a lot of damage as now Afrika are able to move themselves down. There's the Weaver's Wall. Fantastic placement. Flash from Score, aiming, able to jump over the wall to pick up that kill as Yukal feels like he's everywhere on this map right now. Aiming's auto attack goes a really long distance, but doesn't do enough damage. And now Prey, the threaded volley on top of him from Yukal, gets the Blade Caller. Gets the help as BDD dives forward.
They're still fighting.
Yeah, the Ocean Drake is going to go down, and now the auto attack damage from Dread, not enough in spider form, but does get BDD's real flash. And there is battling going on all over this map as okay, Prey's going to stop the recall. I thought that maybe he'd be able to just get out if he just kept channeling.
He's going to miss all these minions as well as the cannon. This game's
weird.
Well, that's an interesting way to say over, but...
Well, the Ignite goes down. Aiming might be dead here. Snowflower needs a couple more autos. It's not enough.
Doing?
He's trying to get a kill under the Ezreal, dude.
Oh, okay.
Duh. It's not going to work, though. And once again, Aiming has himself a 20
What's the name of that Nocturne skin?
Oh, I don't know.
Isn't it Harrowing or something?
It was the one that I didn't really like all that much. And there were already so many cool ones.
Well, in this replay, there's just a lot of randomness going on here.
There's fighting everywhere, right?
It is endless, constant fighting. I referred to it in game number 1 as Street Fighter. It's really hard to analyze this because there is a lack of cleanliness amongst all of it. They juggle the aggro right here.
Do you know what was really strange? I think that BDD picked up a flash off the ground and then used his own flash instead of the flash he picked up to get out of the way of Dread. That was really strange.
A lot
in the
of
last
things
replay
have been strange this game, Atlas.
Yeah, that was
as
extra strange.
Is keeping up with score in XP, despite being down in the CS department. Doesn't really matter. He also has the assists inside of him. And Smeb is down 2 levels currently in top lane, although he is about to level up. But the wave is coming into Keen. Even though there's the Tiamat, the minions are in his favor. Smeb is recalling right now. Not sure why Keen's actually autoing the minions.
He just likes autoing minions.
I don't know why. Smeb doesn't have TP, so he can freeze in front of his turret.
But it's 9 minutes. Drake could come up and get some turret plates, man. It's only got 2 plates left.
XP's more valuable right now. So
I'm just trying. I'm trying to be glass half full, you know me.
Okay.
Well, Prey, I'm also trying to be glass half full about you, and if you get that E procced, you might just die. Sorry, the W procced by the E that Aiming could have thrown at him. Okay. Smeb gets back to lane. Has teleport available very soon, and there's the Paranoia. Okay, Arcane Shift already used. Aiming doesn't have flash, the Grand Entrance is all too easy, and now the Yuumi finds herself by herself, but Yukal comes on in. Score's going to get taken down extraordinarily low. Great Cocoon lands onto Snowflower as Prey goes up in the air, comes down. Death Chamber for you, my friend, as Dread's going to put him there, but not after Score goes down. And now BDD has to flash out of the way of Senin and Dread. Yukal did go down in amongst that, but it was a trade won by the Afrika Freaks.
Yeah, that was a very big victory for them in the end. It ends up being a 3-for-2, and to boot, Aiming had teleport available, actually walked halfway off the base before deciding that he would teleport after a couple of minions died to the turret. We'll take a look at how this all went down. As Score, he comes in, he casts the Paranoia, he's going to get a 2-for-1. Snowflower comes in, changes the abilities on the Recon and dismounts, says I'm not having any part of that. Yukal manages to do this with actually quite a bit of finesse, as Dread arrives right at the very end, helps pick up the kills. BDD, picking up that flash, manages to escape. But Afrika end up finding themselves up almost 3,000 gold, but that doesn't really say what it has happened in top lane right now. There is a 2-level deficit, as well as a Renekton that is pooling the majority of their advantage right now. And he's going to come out of laning phase soon.
And he's also, like, the amount of money that he has at this point in time must be gigantic. Because he only has that Tiamat. I feel like he's had it forever. Oh, golly. He's going to be able to solo take this turret eventually. Not going to tank it up for the next 2 autos that were necessary, given the backdoor bonus. I believe 2, maybe 3. As follows the wave in one more time, and Smeb, you have no right being here, my friend. It's unfortunate. This is just what happens if the Renekton gets snowballed 3 kills. And now,
it's a pretty cookie cutter combo.
Yeah,
Renekton Elise.
Yep, it's been since the dawn of time. or at least since both of those champions were added to the game. I don't remember who was first, actually, out of Renekton and Elise. I think Renekton was first.
I think Renekton was first. I joined the season, so I don't really.
You don't remember?
No, I don't know the release date of some of the champs.
That wasn't. That was before your time.
Yeah.
I actually I started playing when Pantheon got released. Season 1.
You're ancient.
I am ancient. It goes well with my age.
Okay.
However, Jarvan came in after Xin Zhao, right? And I think the next patch was the Xin patch, which was an awful one, by the way. Xin was a little bit overtuned, one could say.
Oh.
Okay, Smeb comes down to try and defend this outer turret in mid lane. More turret plates going over to Keen. Is a bad news bears scenario. Freaky Freaks not rolling so well in the Drakes this game. They're going to pick up the Ocean and the Cloud. Next one's going to be the Mountain, so no Infernals today. Particular game. Unity comes back mid. Picked up an Exhaust, but isn't going to be able to find
anyone to use it on.
Yeah, not a whole lot of work to be done here as what?
Demolish.
That's a lot of Demolish damage.
That is quite a bit of Demolish damage.
Damn.
As Renekton makes his way now back up to the top lane.
How does one use Demolish on cooldown?
Wait, it's about to be a 3-level advantage. I think Keen's about to hit level 11.
Yeah, there it is. 3-level advantage on the top side of the map.
You normally don't see this in pro play.
He also went back and got an entire Black Cleaver.
Yeah. I mean, Kennen's items, he's almost there.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. He almost has an item.
He's got the Ruby Crystal, which is a component to the Black Cleaver.
That's true.
Right.
There we go. That's basically it, right? Yeah.
It's like saying that you own you own some paint and stuff, so you basically have the Mona Lisa.
Yep, that was
think about it.
3,700 gold to 7K.
It's close. Both have a 7.
I mean, you can say that.
Depends how you look at it.
Yeah.
All right, you want to say that you're the glass half full kind of guy, but
I mean, relative to a bajillion, that's very close.
They're both very close to that.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. No, well, no. They're both not very close to that, and therefore they look similarly not very close to that.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like where you went with that.
Thanks. It's pretty hard to be glass half full, though, when Smeb doesn't have barely anything in his glass at the moment. The offerings have not been great so far this game. It's been a rough time. A lot of damage there down towards the bottom side, but good bubble is going to land. Everyone attempting to body block. Of course, Dread has the best ability to do so, given the Spiderlings, but there's not going to be any paddle stars flying forward. And also, there's going to be no one that comes up here to stop this Crocodile from pushing forward. For some reason, that skin, by the way, reminds me of the old Lego crocodiles.
I really like. Yeah, I know where you're going with that. I really like that.
Or the Lego dragons as well, from like well back in the day. That was a long time ago.
Not everyone
Looks
will
really
remember
cool.
that. Did you ever play King of the Monsters?
No, what's that?
It was a video game on the Super Nintendo.
I didn't play King of the Monsters.
All right.
What's it about? Is it about Monsters? All right.
It's a co-op game. I used to play with my grandfather.
Oh, that's really cool.
It was that game and then Rampage.
Oh, Rampage was a goodie. That was definitely a goodie.
Yep.
I played a lot of Monster Bash on DOS.
What?
PC. It's a great game.
Okay.
It's like a Halloween game. Platformer.
Ooh.
Yeah. It was
all right.
cool. Huh?
So what happens in a Halloween game?
There's zombies.
Scary stuff going on?
Yeah, there's zombies there, and you go around, you pick up collectibles and items and stuff like that. I barely remember. It was a very long time ago.
I think the Freak is playing it right now.
I think so. This is certainly this is a horror story.
Tried to segue that for you, you know?
Yeah. That being said, I mean, Afrika are having a great time in their horror movie. This is Dead by Daylight, and they're playing the baddie chasing everyone down. And in fact, that's just Keen. Everyone else is here just to watch.
This is like that game that came. It's just called Friday, right? You can sometimes be Jason and you hunt people.
Yeah, I think so.
Right,
yeah, that's
Twitch?
what the Dead by Daylight vibe is.
Oh,
yeah.
is that what it? Okay.
Pretty sure.
All right.
I think I've got the right game. I don't know. I've never played.
You might have it. Yeah.
6,000 gold's going to be the lead though, and most of that is on the Renekton, who just goes back and gets a casual Titanic Hydra. So he's got 2 items, and Smeb's got 2 items as well. So there's the recurve bow and a rune crystal, a couple of Doran's blades. Oh man, we haven't seen a difference like this as far as power level of a top laner in a very long time. And you can't really blame Smeb too much for it, just because it was a hard camp from Dread. And he had no way to get back to his lane.
I mean, right now, it's 17.5 minutes here, and we have almost a 7,000 gold lead with a Mountain Dragon coming up next. And there's already 2 dragons present on the side of Afreeca, so this game is extremely scary. Also, it's an AD cannon that's behind. It's not an AP cannon.
Yep, who would just have a ultimate that would do stuff in the late game. He's just not going to do stuff in the late game.
So he's not going to have any utility. He's not going to do any damage. I actually don't even know what he's going to try to itemize into. The recurve bow is just such an interesting pickup. Yeah, it's really bizarre. It's a little bit of a choose-your-own-adventure mode right now.
Yeah, and I mean, against anyone other than the Renekton, Wit's End seems pretty good, honestly. Even the Ezreal does a lot of magic damage.
Yeah.
However, pretty woeful against the old Renekton. You might deny a little bit of dominance damage. That's literally
nice. Yeah. That's really what you picked up for.
Okay, well, Keen will now be able to slice and dice his way into fights with a cat on a book. And let me tell you guys, there is nothing more scary than a crocodile with a cat on a book inside it.
Crocodile with a cat on a book.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's going to be the thing here. That's going to be the combo.
UCal's forced to cleanse. So they got a slight victory right there.
Yeah, good trouble bubble.
But what we're going to be witnessing now for the next 5 minutes or so is probably just going to be turret defense. We're going to see ping pong played in both of the lanes. As teams do not freeze.
That is true.
That's a forbidden word. That's like saying Voldemort in Harry Potter land.
Yeah, it was like saying scaling at the beginning of the season.
Yeah, exactly.
Definitely a dirty word. Especially here in the LCK, where we do tend to go towards a little bit too much of that old scaling.
Blade of the Ruined King finally completed now at 19 minutes.
All right, that's what he went for.
So definitely living up to the name.
Yeah. Rage Blade was a poor choice, and I actually forgot that recurve bow was even part of Blade of the Ruined King, because normally we do see the Bilgewater Cutlass come in first.
Well, normally I thought you were going to say the spatula.
Yeah.
You know? So.
Or at least this cannon's now a Blade Master, so our Ninja Assassin comp can have a Draven in it, I guess.
Maybe Nocturne. No, you know what? Nocturne is probably Phantom.
Yeah, it'd
probably
have to
Phantom
be
Assassin.
It'd have to be Phantom Assassin.
Yeah.
Which is really cool, actually.
That is really cool. Do you think Shaco? Oh, no, Shaco will be Demon Assassin.
Shaco?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Demon Assassin.
So no one is that.
Right.
True Shot Barrage. Good damage on to score. Doesn't spell shield that one. Taking so much poke. Prey down to half health, and they just stand next to the turret and destroy it. Even more demolish damage coming in from this Renekton. Afreeca Freaks, they own the enemy jungle, and that is terrible news for Score, who really wants to be hard farming. And you can see that he's even at the moment with Dread.
He can't farm. He has a rank 1 cannon against a rank 3 Renekton.
Yeah.
That Santa visited him on all the neutral camps, so.
And look, Elise is a pretty terrible champion in Teamfight Tactics.
Not here, though.
Yeah, Afreeca are just making it work. That's what it is. It's about adaptability in your team compositions. And all they needed was a rank 3 Renekton in round 3. And I guess they've done it. Because, look, 3-0-0.
It's 3-0, right.
Yeah. Rank 3 confirmed.
I mean, if that
isn't a rank 3 Renekton, I don't know what is, yeah. What would he be, like, Wild Brawler?
Renekton?
Yeah.
Brawler Blade Master.
What's his blade? How's he? Oh, I guess he does have a blade.
He has blades.
Yeah, he does have blades. All right, another Brawler Blade Master that we found. Maybe he's like a 5-star and he's wild as well, or a 4-star.
Renekton strikes me as a 3-star unit.
Does he?
Yeah.
Okay.
Which conveniently, Kennen.
Kevin. I don't know why that's so funny.
I don't know why that's funny.
I'm now just imagining like some guy from accounting. You know, it's like conveniently my mate Kevin. Oh, we're losing it. This game is slowed down completely.
I was telling Kevin
and our brains are broken. Okay.
Oh, man.
What were you telling Kevin again? Please, continue.
Oh, man.
All right.
All right.
All Kevin's aside, that's a Weaver's Wall. And Battle Dance gets Snowflower out, but means they can't defend this inner turret. Breaking the base is going to be a slightly different story. One more inner does remain, as the Afreeca Freecs, I wonder whether they're actually going to even consider going towards this Ocean Drake. 4th dragon of the game. That's, yep, full health.
I don't get... So the Observer just highlighted the turret HP.
3.3k health. Maybe they're calculating how much damage the Demolish has done so far.
Oh.
And how many times it's killed this particular turret. I'm not sure.
I thought what they were trying to do is show that if you take the numbers on Kennen and Renekton's scoreline,
oh, you get health
3
bar.
See, it's a team effort.
That's so cool.
Isn't it?
Thanks, observers. We're finding it. Illuminati confirmed.
We're doing the what is it called?
Conspiracy theorizing?
No, that what is it? Is it cicada thing?
The insect?
No. Yeah, but the online puzzle.
I don't know
that happens once a year.
Cicada puzzle.
It's really, really hard. It's really hard. Do you like puzzles?
I like puzzles.
You should look that up.
Okay.
It's really hard.
Okay.
Apparently. Not.
Have you never done it?
There's a lot. Well, no.
I was going to
like
say that. How do you know?
Theory type thing.
A conspiracy theory puzzle
type thing. Yeah.
I don't know.
The clues are like really vague and hard and awkward, and they're hidden all over the world.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Is it real? Or is this
no,
like
the theory?
Is it like national treasure?
See, I don't know all the details, and I'm afraid to sound like an idiot right now about it. But I think I'm already a little bit too much into the deep end right now, and I don't know how to swim, and I don't have.
All right. Well, if you guys at home know what we're talking about, what LS is talking about, I'm not talking about it. I have no idea what
you're
he's saying.
talking about it right now.
Well, let us know as the Baron is going to go down. BDD getting into the pit. Keen going to flash on over. Really nicely done. Make sure he knows where the portal jump is. The final chapter comes in. Doesn't get the Baron to score. Dives on forward. And now it's a really big Crocodile right in amongst it. Eventually, the Crocodile does go down, but it's going to cost all the members of KT bar BDD. And now the rest of the base is going to get torn apart. Keen has done his job.
Yeah, and they had a minion wave coming up mid lane right now. This could possibly be the end of the game.
BDD doesn't have a heck of a lot of wave clear, especially not against the Baron buff. So we're getting this inhibitor turret and inhibitor. Oh, that seismic shove was so nice. The portal jump comes forward instantly. Yukal flashes, gets the seismic shove at exactly the right position. Now score. He's got a spell shield, has to use it. The final chapter comes in. True Shot Barrage follows. It's not able to lock down score after the spell shield wears off. As the Nexus turrets, both of them are going to go down, aiming, able to use that E to get himself out of the way. Another seismic shove. That is why you don't give Yukal this to Leah. He is so damn good. Keen teleports forward. He's down to half health, but Prey is down to 0. And at 25 minutes, Afreeca Freecs go take themselves the Baron, and they brute force the enemy Nexus. That's a 2-0 for the Afreeca Freecs over KT.
And the second game was definitely much, much, much more dominating than the first. It started off in a similar fashion, with a lot of chaos going on around the map. But after Smeb was after Smeb was put in the grave,
yeah,
Keen was able to help ride everything all the way through. And KT just was wandering around.
And that's like, oftentimes you'll look at a composition like that and you'll see Elise Renekton and it's like, well, I guess if we just make it to like 30 minutes, we'll be fine. That was an example of it just never being fine ever in any way because that early game was so dominant. Some Keen fans in the audience there hoping for an MVP. We'll see whether he's going to be able to pick that one up. And I think being 5 levels or 4 levels ahead of your opponent at about
in a
15 minutes into the game is a pretty decent way to do it.
You gotta say top lane.
I'm pretty sure, I mean, in NA they do, but here, Smeb just wasn't allowed to play League of Legends today. That's it's just the long and short of it. Game number 1, he had the Jace. He was able to, split push, get some work done there, but ultimately it didn't work out. And then game number 2, just no opportunities to do anything. A little bit disappointing to be a KT fan right now, but it's good to see the Afreeca Freecs bounce back. and take down KT as we near the end of the second round robin. Of course, we're going to be taking a bit of a break from the LCK for Rift Rivals next week. Neither of these teams are going to be attending, but it's likely that if the Afreeca Freecs keep up performances like this, they should have a chance of getting towards the playoffs, which is a great thing to talk about for the Afreeca Freecs because they were very close to that relegation zone alongside KT, Jin Air, and Gen G towards the end of the spring season. So this really is a turnaround. And really is impressive because they didn't make any roster changes. This is not like, you know, Prey coming in to theoretically try and save KT. This is the Afreeca Freecs just taking the players that they have and sticking to 5 of them consistently.
Yeah.
Which they have done, and it's worked. Very nice to see.
And looking at KT and how they're playing, it's very apparent that Prey is not going to be able to solve the issues.
No, I think it's becoming mental issues now as well, right?
Oh,
it's all confidence. It's like this team needs so much encouragement, and they're just not getting it from the games they have right now.
They don't seem to have any idea what to do, and because their roster is the way that it is, I think that they're stuck in old ways.
Yeah.
And, you know, we're not trying to drive the old versus new narrative, but who's going to put forth new ideas inside of that team when everyone has been so stuck on playing League in a certain way? How much are they actively thinking of new ways to innovate? And it's probably the players just trying to figure stuff out amongst themselves at this point.
I mean, this was looking okay. I mean, KT were able to get a 2v2 kill on the bottom side. But this was where it all went wrong. That first gang, you saw the amount of investment that Afreeca had into that was so high, but that's what they needed to do to win the game.
Yeah, and it ended up paying off. And it was so close, actually, for Smeb to be able to live. And if he did, the game would have a very, very, very different face because Scar would have been able to power farm.
Yep, even things like the flash going off as well last minute.
Yeah.
He thought that maybe the cocoon was going to wear off a little bit earlier than that, but unfortunately he went down a little bit too low.
And it's a very demoralizing kind of loss as well.
Oh yeah, especially
because nothing makes sense.
You feel so bad. It was a very strange game. And it ended very abruptly. There was like a long time where Afreeca realized that they couldn't actually win the game. And they had to wait until a Baron was available, until there were ways to bait KT into coming to them, and then they managed to do so, and then it was done. They were very decisive when it came to the finish. And I'm not ready to say that this is the Afreeca Freecs from week 2 just yet, but it's definitely a better look for them as we have a look with some comms at this last Baron play.
그냥 나 올라갈게. 싸가자. 같이 올라올 생각 할래? 이거
I'm gonna go.
나 지금 조이 이제 바로 먹어.
They're saying burst Baron, burst Baron.
나이스.
Nice, Baron.
가자. 야, 조이.
Get him.
자야.
Zaya no flash.
미드로.
I missed that Snowflower failed flash.
Go through mid.
야, 내가 봐줄게, 조이. 조이 조식에 있어.
Use your teleport. Be careful about Zoe. I'll look at her. Basically saying that he'll take care of her. So.
Yep, and they most certainly did. That was a really nice flash in for the Seismic Shove on the Talia's side. So I believe that was certainly an incredible performance for UCal. And I actually, I want to give the MVP to Keen topside just because of the amount of dominance that the Crocodile had, but the Talia, the Seismic Shoves, the UCal had a day out today as well, and we said that he's the reason why the Afreeca Freecs look so much better in the summer season, and yeah, he absolutely can. And it's going to be Keen that grabs it though, 5-1 and 3. He's the reason why they won. Let's be real. He was just able to punish Smeb so hard.
Alice. They won because they killed the Nexus.
Oh, right, yeah, that's
yeah.
This was really cool, chunking Vidity out.
Yeah, chunking him out, completely going over the wall. And right there at the very end, the Dominus, the ultimate that you were talking about, perhaps if they had some magic resist.
They needed the magic resist.
That's what they needed to live right there.
Oh, it's so unfortunate. I would have thought that he would have built more magic resist. Wait, actually, hang on. He built one item. He didn't have any money. It was like a 3.7 thousand gold lead in the top lane at I don't know, 11 minutes or something like that. It's just a really tough one.
Yeah, it is.
Boy, well, it's another very quick day, LS. Yep. And we're going to go to the MVP interview, so let's throw it over to Jisun for some translation.
Thank you very much, guys. This is Jisun with the Endeavor translation, and we're going to be joined by Amy Kim from Africa Freaks. Amy, your Ezreal was perfect. Did you expect that's going to be the most important champion of today's victory? I'm really happy that I won with Ezreal. And also, we stopped the 3 games losing streak, so it's really awesome. So Ezreal is not like a tier-less champion currently. Well, it depends on the situation, and today was the right situation to lock in Ezreal. Keen. Well, it must have been really tough going through 3 matches losing streaks, so were you feeling confident coming back to today's series? Yeah, recently we've been losing lots of games, so I lost some of the confidence. But today would be the turning point for us to kind of regain our confidence. And Africa Freaks, the most quiet players of Africa Freaks are up in the interview stage. So I'm really curious that did you speak with Yukal? Well, when he asked me to sing, I don't really think I did for him, but if I don't, he just keeps irritating me, so maybe next time I'll have to sing along with Yukal. So, game number 1. Well, KT Roster banned out a lot of support champs, so you guys went with Ezreal Galio competition. Was that prepared? Well, during the scrims, we have a high win rate with Ezreal Galio. Game number 1, there was this team fight where Africa players gained the momentum. So let's go through the highlights together. So did you expect Boar would be camping in that brush? I don't really remember exactly. But I think we did, so we were kind of backing up. Kiin also did all the work over there. And this chase on your Ezreal was really impressive. And Dread was saying, don't go. And Yukal was like, go, chase him. So what was your thoughts? I calculated that I will be able to take down that LeBlanc for sure, so I was chasing her. And game number 2, Kiin, you played Renekton, and Snap kind of countered the Kennen, so did you expect that? Well, Kennen up against Renekton, well, it's a well-known counter, so we did expect it. However, the game went quite well for our side, so it wasn't really that hard. Why didn't you then ban out Kennen? Counter picks for Renekton, there are quite a lot, so we were actually wanted to go with Renekton versus Kennen, which I am quite well used to, so we didn't really ban out Kennen. And Africa players were kind of going all in for top lane. Why was that? Well, Renekton is really strong in the early phase of game, and it loses its strength following the game time, so we had to make a lot of actions in the early phase. And Amy, game number 2, you also played Ezreal, so overall there were a lot of, well, powerful arcane shifts going forward. Any tips? I died a lot of times arcane shifting forward. So I kind of learned how to not die when you are just dashing forward.
아프리카 프릭스의 보이스가 화제가 되고 있는
Well,
가운데
Africa Freaks, your mic checks are always,
많이
you know,
힘들었어요.
very famous and went
선수들도 좀
viral.
의식이
But
됐었는지
when
이제는
Yukal
좀
said,
극복을
how did
했다고
Africa
봐도
become a
되는지
strong
긴
team?
선수께
Actually, Africa started to go down. So what are the players thinking about that? Well, our recent losing streak is not because of that Yukal's comments. I mean, a lot of things happened, but it wasn't just wrong timing. So it's not Yukal's fault.
데뷔 2주년입니다. 오늘 정말 피켓도 많이
Next
들고
week you're having your
오셨는데
2 years anniversary. Congratulations.
2년 동안 지금
2 years as a pro player in LCK.
여쭤봐도 될까요?
How was it?
이제 프로게이머를 벌써 2년이나 했다는 게
I cannot really believe that I have been performing as a pro player for 2 years.
이제 계속 프로게이머 생활 열심히 할
I'll
테니
just
앞으로도
do my
많이
best
응원 부탁드립니다.
and
감사합니다.
I will just keep working hard. So I'll be looking forward to our fans supporting me.
쭉 가셨으면 하는 바람입니다. 자, 에이밍 선수 이제 다음 경기 리라 이후에 돌아오게 되는데요.
He will be after Rift Rival. So how are we going to spend the day off?
거의 이제 마지막 남은 휴가인데
This will be our final vacation or break. So we're gonna spend. I hope to have a great rest during the break, and I'm gonna make sure to pick up consecutive victories after that.
오늘 승리 정말 축하드립니다.
Once again, congratulations on the win, and thank you very much for this interview.
에이밍 선수, 긴 선수
This will be the end of
함께했습니다.
the interview with Amy Keen, and I'm gonna pass it back to our casters. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Ji-sun, for the interview translation as usual. And that's going to be that. I think this is one of the earliest nights that we've had in the LCK for summer.
The earliest with you. The earliest they've had with
true.
Valdez was 9:22.
Good lord, that is very
That
early.
is a very early.
But this is getting close to that, you know? It's only 9:40 right now here in Korea. Just meant that the Africa Freaks made pretty short work of KT and have found their way back to neutrality and a 5th place.
Right now, the Sith, they sit on top, though.
They do. They have the high ground.
They do. They have. The Sith have the high ground this time around.
Yes, they certainly do.
But it's okay. This is Summer Split. The Rise of the Jedi.
The Return of the Jedi, really?
Rise of Skywalker, isn't that the last title?
Rise of Skywalker, something like that.
Yeah, but you know what? They're gonna rise up. We got an interesting story. No more East versus West type stuff, okay?
And our final day of the week is actually a super hype one as well.
Yeah, this is insane. Kingzone Dragon X takes on Griffin in the final match.
Exactly. Damwon Gaming as well. We'll see whether their form is going to continue as well as it was. Hanwha Life were able to take a game off Kingzone yesterday, but were unable to actually come out with a win. So excited to see whether Kingzone can actually challenge Griffin, because Griffin are on a tear like no other. They are absolutely demolishing people on the Rift and making them look like they deserve to be in the league above. It's like they were in Challenger still, and they're just too good. They've just been that impressive. So whether they can do that against Kingzone is the question here. And that's going to be
one
that.
of the main matches.
Yeah. Well, it's pretty crazy that we're saying goodnight right now. But ladies and gentlemen, that is going to do it for us. We still have one more day of week 4. So LS and I will see you back tomorrow for more LCK.
You take me higher when I feel low, make my world brighter when I'm alone. I keep on rolling, all with your fuel. You're like my gasoline that makes my dream come true. This is the beginning. Together we'll be winning. With you I'm a savage. Make my soul sing. Feeling
오랫동안 프로게이머 생활을 해왔지만 이번 리프트 라이벌즈는 정말 욕심이 납니다. 이제는 절대 만만한 상대가 아니기 때문에 잘하고 싶은 마음이 크고
저희 그리핀이 처음으로 국제대회에 나가게 되었는데 많은 분들이 기대하시는 만큼 저희도 열심히 준비해서 리프트 라이벌즈 첫 우승 만들어 보겠습니다.
제가 리프트 라이벌즈에 3년 연속 참여하게 되었는데 지난 2번은 LCK가 준우승을 했거든요. 이제 진짜 우승할 때가 된 것 같습니다.
이번 리프트 라이벌즈에서 우승하는 것이 굉장히 중요할 것 같고 이번 대회에서는 꼭 우승해서 진짜 강한 팀이 어딘지 보여주고 싶습니다. LCK가 여전히 최강이라는 걸 이번에 꼭 증명해 보겠습니다.